My husband and I spent the last 7 months renovating a barn on our property that was not finished at all. We put in the insulation, we put in drywall, we did everything ourselves. And today I'm excited to show you the progress that we've made on it. So this is the barn. I'll show you some before pictures in video, and then where we're at right now, I want to take you through, and I'm also facing a small dilemma of what to do on one of our walls. So we're going to head inside. I'm going to give you a mini tour of my husband's space, who does 3D printing, as well as my space, which is a traditional art space. So let's go. Welcome to the barn, aka the new studio. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the setup that we have and give you a little background history on how we got here. Please keep in mind that it is not finished yet. It's still very much in progress, but it's so much closer and we made a ton of progress. It's about 1,000 square feet. My husband and I are sharing the space. Because he's also a creative, we decided to split the studio / barn in half. So he's on one side and I'm on the other side. There's a little bit of overlap in between. I'm still figuring out how to make it feel a little cozier. It's obviously very white in here, so part of my plan is to warm it up. Let's get started. So when you come through the door, you'll notice this gigantic grow tent right here, and it's not being used as a grow tent, I promise. This is my husband's setup for his resin prints. So if you're familiar with resin printing, you know that it emits really toxic fumes. So he's got this to protect both of us as we're working in here. There's a carbon filter up here. He's done a ton of exhaust work. He's got his cleaning station. Everything is contained within this tent to keep it extra safe for both of us and this work environment. And then he's got his workbench, his airbrush booth, and then you can see a gigantic hose coming out of it to vent any of those fumes as it's printing. And he actually cut a hole into the outside right down here to vent all of that out. And then I've put my laser machines over here, so they're really accessible for me to just hook in with the hoses that I have right here and just connect them and send them outside along with his fumes. So we've put a lot of thought in how to make this work. And then this side is my side. This is my traditional art side, not quite as technical as his side. So what you'd expect out of traditional artwork. I've got watercolor, inks, paints. I mostly use acrylics. I like experimenting with traditional media and then reinterpreting it in a digital format. So that's where I get a lot of my ideas, and how I concept my ideas for my Procreate courses and tutorials is playing around with all these goodies. I needed a place to keep all of this out of my 6-year-old's hands and to also have a space where I could get messy and not worry about it. This is a workbench table that my husband and my dad actually put together over the winter. We thought Spence, my husband, was going to use it, but then I kind of took it over because it worked really well for my space. He's kind of short on space over there anyway. So it slowly became mine. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this setup yet. So any suggestions you might have to make the space more usable would be wonderful. My 6-year-old does come in here and play around, and we create art together, even though she's got a table right here. She wants to be with mommy. So we end up over here, and then this table just gets so cluttered. So my goal is to take a lot of this clutter and organize it over here. I've got a heat press I'm going to bring over here, as well as a few other things. So I'm just getting organized here before all of that happens. And the other big reason I wanted to make this video is because this wall right here behind me, it needs something. It's so light and bright in here, which I really love, but it's too sterile for me. I need something to warm it up a little bit. And because this is my wall, I can do whatever I want. And I was thinking that a dark color could actually work in here. My husband's not so sure, but I'm sure I can make it work. But I'm also playing around with the cream idea. This wall is super long, and you probably noticed I've got these like peg slats right here, but this wood wasn't good, so I have to remake these. But these little pegs will go into the holes that we've drilled in them, and then I can put canvases on the wall. So I really want just a regular flat color behind that side of this wall, but then this side of the wall, I want to do something really pretty. And I've never painted a mural before, and I am ready to paint my first one, and it's going to go right here. So I'll pop up the options on screen of what I've put together. I've just mocked a few ideas up, but honestly, I'm having such a hard time choosing. I keep going back and forth between which one I like the most. So please vote on your favorite in the next 3 to 5 days. I'm going to the hardware store, I'm buying paint, I'm buying supplies, and I am going to get this thing started. I'm not going to think twice about it. I'm just going to jump all in, even though I've never done anything like this before. So it's going right here. So keep that in mind. I've also given you some different background color options, dark or light for each design. So I would love your input and feedback. If you enjoyed this tour, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon because I'm taking you along this entire journey and I can't wait to show you which one is the winner as well as the whole process. Thanks for coming along with me, and I will see you next time.